Welcome to the Great Model Railway Challenge, the show that quite literally offers you very little excitement.
We've got the biggest modelling talent in the land going head-to-head in a series of creative challenges looking for their place in the final.
Railway modelling is one of the UK's most enduring hobbies, and in lofts, sheds and garages across the nation, legions of unsung artists are taking years to create entire universes of miniature masterpieces.
Now, 15 crack teams of intrepid railway modellers must work miracles as they attempt to build beautifully landscaped, fully functional model railways in just 3 days.
Those talented enough to reach the grand final will help create the mother of all layouts.
And for the ultimate winners, the honour of having their creation displayed at the UK's most prestigious model railway exhibitions as champions of the Great Model Railway Challenge.
The 3 teams of modelling maestros vying for a place in the grand final this week are...
Tight-knit traditionalists celebrating 60 years as a club, the Wakefield RMS.
We haven't come all this way, 240 miles just to take part. Team Wakefield's in it to win it.
Determined Scottish Supremos, Aberdeen Model Railway Club.
We're always in it to win it. We're feeling great, all the team's psyched up and ready to go.
And plucky pan-European entertainers, the Shunter Guys.
Our team's come together today for the first time. We're excited to show the judges what we can do and hopefully win this.
Passing judgment on our team's creations will be 2 of Model Railway's toughest critics.
The editor of the UK's leading railway modelling magazine and scourge of miniature modellers worldwide, stony-faced Steve Flint.
They've got to show me first-class modelling plus lots of entertainment to create extraordinary theatre.
And award-winning master modeller and all-round authority, the smiling assassin, Kathy Millett.
I do expect them to achieve perfection, and I'm looking for something that really knocks my socks off.
Each heat of the Great Model Railway Challenge sees teams building layouts to a different theme, which this week is Waterworld.
You guys have just 3 days to create a layout that will blow our judges away, and the theme is Waterworld.
You can use real water for your layouts or the fake stuff, so pool your efforts. We're looking for some liquid modelling, some real marine training.
Nice. Basically, your layouts have to be ship hot.
So get set, get wet.
Your time starts now. The judges will be paying particular attention to how well these layouts function, so a perfectly laid track is crucial. Unfortunately, the Shunter guys seem to be missing some small but crucial components.
Finding screws from somewhere. There's none in there. Do you know a DIY shop anywhere?
These point motors, they need to fit through this hole.
So really we want
But
these ones.
They also, because they're going underneath the baseboards, the screws have to be really short because otherwise it will come through the top. So that's what we're struggling with, to find a screw that's short enough, basically. You could say that we're screwed.
We are screwed, yeah.
And to make life even tougher for the teams competing this week, they also have to deal with one of a rail modeller's biggest nightmares, simulating water.
None of us have really actually played with the actual artificial water. We're panicking on that bit.
I've never done water effects before, so it's a whole new challenge.
Laying the water is the crucial element. If we get this process wrong, then we stand no chance of winning.
Well, tell us how Aberdeen MRC is approaching the Waterworld theme.
So we've gone for a dockside scene based similarly around the northeast of Scotland, with lots of elements that we've actually found around the area.
OK, what kind of elements are we going to see?
We're going to have real water, we're going to have artificial water, perspex for flat water. We're going to have a working container crane actually in the back frame. Our idea is to try and get as much movement into the layout as we can as well.
Right.
So with the level crossing in here, We will have a truck appearing as if by magic and driving around the actual trees.
It looks unbelievably ambitious. And the whole layout, the place is called Clucas Bay. Is that a real place?
No, it's not a real place, but Dave Clucas was a stalwart to the club. Unfortunately, passed away a couple of weeks ago.
And this is your tribute to him?
Yes, basically, yes.
OK. Fingers crossed it's all going to come off. Hello, Steve.
Hello.
It's your 60th anniversary.
That's right, yes. It's a very, very special year. It's our Golden Jubilee.
Tell us, Steve, then, how are you guys going to win this Waterworld heat? What's your plan?
Our plan is a layout with a story.
OK.
Yeah. It has got 2 scenes. So we have a river scene, so that gives us the opportunity of modelling faster-flowing rivers. And then it comes through a tunnel, comes into a commercial canal. There'll be a little pond.
So there's no actual water in this, it's all modelled water?
No, we've decided that we are going old school.
Are you happy your water's going to get dry?
We did do some testing in the club rooms.
You did a dry run of water, essentially?
We did indeed do a dry run of water.
OK, so you need to get that done on the first day?
Yes, we intend to at least do a first pour tonight.
Gary, so where are you guys from?
We're from all over the country, and we've got Luigi from the other side of Europe, from Italy. So,
Well, he's travelled to come here.
yeah, he's come all the way over here just for this competition.
So you're playing the pan-European card. He is your top Italian. He's your Zola. He's your
Our
top
trump card.
Right.
Absolutely.
OK.
Not giving too much away.
Gary, I've been doing this amazing thing called counting, and I've been counting the other teams and your team, and it appears that you're 1 man down.
Unfortunately, one of our guys had a quite serious illness and he couldn't make it in.
Right.
He's one of our key players. He's done a fantastic build and it will blow everyone away.
So no plans to get this guy back? Is he out of the picture? That's that.
Been speaking to him daily and we're trying to get him into just the last few hours.
So talk us through your design. It's Waterworld, the theme. How are you incorporating it into your layout?
Right, so we've got a Dover to Calais sort of theme. That's
Right.
the idea. So we'll have, like, Dover this side.
What, white cliffs and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, hopefully. And then it'll come down like a harbour bit, and then you'll come to the Calais side. It'll be a Waterworld, so there'll be like a theme park, water rides.
So, fake water, are you using that?
On this section, it'll be fake water, but we have real water on the Waterworld side.
4 hours into the builds, and with the bulk of their track laid and wired, a well-organised Aberdeen MRC have opened up a narrow lead.
We're good.
But they've yet to dip their toes into the biggest challenge the teams face this week, attempting to model realistic-looking water by moulding acrylic gloss, resins and gels, a notoriously unpredictable and time-consuming business.
Kathy, why are we looking at this expanse of plaster?
Well, this is the main problems all the teams have got this week. They've got these huge expanses of plaster. The plaster needs to dry.
Yeah.
Then they need to paint it, and the paint needs to dry.
Right.
And the paint won't dry easily when the plaster's still wet.
I see.
Then, once the paint's dry, they need to put on their resin layers for the water, and that
Right.
needs to set. If it doesn't set, bits will stick in it. And you don't want stone ballast floating on the top of your resin water. It just doesn't look real. You would normally go away for a week and leave it to dry and come back and do the next stage. I have used a hairdryer myself, and it takes a long time.
Who has time for hairdrying?
Me, more than you.
Thanks for going there, Kathy. Before they can even consider adding any water effects, Team Wakefield need to craft the landscape foundations of their extremely ambitious dual river and canal layout.
I'm behind time, so I need to make an hour up somewhere really quickly. We need to be painting that at 5 o'clock and then the varnish on at 6. I'm feeling very under pressure, but we have got to get the green coat on there at 5 o'clock.
Meanwhile, the shunter guys have found some much-needed spares.
So these screws are now fitting. They're the right diameter. They are a bit long, but they're obviously a lot shorter than the ones we had.
However, Captain Gary is now missing another key component for his Waterworld layout, water.
We want 6 mil deep minimum, really.
I thought there was more.
Hi, Gary, how are you doing?
Been challenging, but we're getting there.
Oh, yeah, what seems to be the problem?
We didn't have enough of the resin that sits in the middle,
The English Channel.
the English Channel.
Ah.
Yeah.
Which silly shunter was supposed to bring all the resin?
I'm the one that ordered it.
Ah,
So, yeah, but until you plan these things on the actual layout, it's a different scale.
right.
While Gary attempts to come up with a solution for his lack of fake water, Aberdeen are way ahead.
It's incredible how much progress you've made already. It's still day one, yeah?
It's still day one, but...
Slow down. That's quite a major scenic element.
Yes.
That's most of the track down.
Yep.
What's the secret that you have, then, that you'd like to share with us?
Underfloor insulation.
Uh-huh.
And basically, it's really easy to cut, and once it's actually cut, you can actually shape it into what... So that's basically underlying of all this.
And then just pour some water in there?
And then just pour some water, yeah.
Bingo. This is a particularly difficult challenge. Putting water in layouts, making it look realistic.
Yeah, definitely.
Kathy, you know all about this. Why is it so hard?
Most water products take 24 hours, 3-4 days to set. How are they going to get it done in time?
Well, you're the judge. We'll have to see if you pass their water. Now, let's talk about the teams. Aberdeen, first of all, who've got, Kathy, 3 kinds of water.
If they pull it off, it'll look amazing, but they're using real water, and I do have some questions over how real it will look.
One of the problems with using rail water is that it just looks too big, out of scale.
So if you use real water, how can that not look like water?
Because it has the same ripples and movement as full-size water, but you need them to be scale ripples and movement.
Yeah. Right.
And it doesn't do that.
Tim, what about the shunter guys?
They're pushing the boat out.
They are actually taking the theme a little to the extreme, in my view. If there's going to be a layout with lots of entertainment and novelty in it, then the shunters one, if it works, will be it.
Well, Wakefield are obviously another group of modellers with huge amount of experience in their 60th year, and they have opted not to have any actual H2O in there, but it's all going to be modelled.
Yeah, and actually that can look more realistic
Right.
because you're not trying to get this water to scale.
Water competition we have in store. What water?
Little one.
At close of play on day one, none of the teams have added any water to their layouts, but Aberdeen have at least got their landscaping down and trains running.
I'm feeling really good. We're always in it to win it, and we're pumped up to get this layout built in the time frame that we've actually got.
The shunters may be low on synthetic water, but Captain Gary is maintaining a glass-half-full attitude.
Tomorrow's another day. I'm feeling very confident. We've got a good team, so it should be good.
Wakefield, meanwhile, have struggled with their static aquatics. Their tracks are still to be wired, and they've only just now started plastering their riverbed.
It's worrying that we haven't gone and put the water effects in, because, of course, that's the whole point of this particular build, is the water.
It's the Great Model Railway Challenge. 3 teams battling for 1 place in the final, and it really is sink or swim this week, Tim, because our theme is Waterworld.
That's right, we're looking for something aquatic that will send our judges ecstatic. Up to now, the teams have been working to prepare the base structure for their water features, but with drying times tight, they must set the synthetic water into their layouts by end of play today or face disaster.
Team Aberdeen made a bold start yesterday, and it'll need to be all hands on deck if they are to keep ahead of the chasing pack.
We've been waiting for the foam board to get dry with the plaster on it. That's taken overnight, so now that it's dry, we really need to kind of bash on and get the detailing paint sorted out. Once all the paint and all the scenic items are on, it'll be finally down to adding the water to the layout, and we'll see how that goes. We're a wee bit new to it, so we're going to give it our best shot.
After a slow start yesterday, the shunters have finally managed to get their trains running.
It's very relieving to see it moving. Once this does a full loop, I'll go and have a cup of tea, I think. The railway part of the track is working, now we've just got to make it look good.
Well done, guys. Well done.
Having messed up by not bringing enough resin, Shunter Supremo Gary has found a solution on how to make his fake water go further.
We can do a tide out. This is like a harboury scene, a little beach bit, fishermen, a couple sunbathing, that kind of thing. We've had to compromise, obviously, to make the build work. I actually feel more excited about it now than what we did originally.
Team Wakefield were banking on their plaster riverbed drying overnight so they could make up lost ground this morning. However,
Team Wakefield is well behind, I'm afraid. The plaster hasn't dried. That means that the stones that we set in to form the fast-flowing river are still loose, and therefore we can't add any water.
So, Steve, I understand you've had some problems with your drying time.
Big problems, I'm afraid, yes. When I did the trials at home in my garage, it's the same plaster onto the same kind of foam. It dried overnight, rock hard. So I don't really understand why today the plaster isn't dry.
Can you paint over the top? Because I think that's what I would do. If you can get that dry, that would act as a barrier, so it would work.
Yeah.
One of the key criteria the modellers will be marked on is creativity. To give them the best chance of impressing the judges, they've all been given an equal budget and an equal amount of time prior to the competition to pre-build 6 scenic items.
The shunters have their fingers crossed that their star man from Milan, Luigi, will pass the test with his home-built water ride.
Luigi, nice to meet you. So,
Nice to meet you.
So you are the shunter guys there, the top striker, you know, Zola leading the line up there.
I'm sorry.
Non ti preoccupare, può dire qualunque cosa a lui, non ci capisce un cavolo.
Hey, what's going on here?
Da quando è che fai il modellismo?
Faccio modellismo da quando ero praticamente piccolino, da quando ero...
Entschuldigung, wie komme ich am besten zum Bahnhof, bitte?
Speak German?
Non lo so.
Ok.
Ma adesso...
That was Italian, wasn't it?
È fastidioso, è fastidioso.
Un po', sì.
Un po' sì.
Però contrattualmente devo lavorare con lui.
Ok.
Pour aller à la gare. Right, back in the display room, the ramifications of Team Wakefield's plaster disaster are hitting home.
So the consequences of this plaster not drying is that we're about 6 hours behind where we should be today. We can't do the ballasting, the electrical connections won't be live, and we won't be able to put in as much water as we thought.
Just to add to Steve's woes, on day 2, one member of each team must volunteer to complete a scratch build challenge, incorporating into their layouts a selection of household items, which this week are a water bottle. We've got a length of hose pipe each, and your final item is, oh my word, a set of children's goggles. Good luck.
Thank you.
Feeling very confident about the scratch build challenge. The items that we were given were a bit different, definitely not what we were expecting, but I think we can do a really good job.
While Matthew and Ewan get started on the scratch build challenge, with his team seriously behind, Wakefield captain Stephen makes a calculated decision.
We are not taking part in that challenge. We cannot afford to spend that time, and if it contributes...
You're being marked on them.
It's more important that we complete the layout, that the people can see it running, as opposed to producing a scratch beach challenge, which may contribute to the overall success.
Wow. I'm going to leave you guys to it, and I wish you all the best, but get your wagons in a circle, have a chat to them all. People need to be working on every single cylinder that you have now. Back on the main layouts, the resurgent shunters are plastering the seabed of their English Channel, but unlike Wakefield's, their plaster is quick drying.
I've got a special plaster here which solidifies the foam. So I've got to put this on, and then I've got to wait for it to solidify, and then it will become rock solid and give us a base for our water. Once that's done and dried, we'll then be in a position to add the first layer of our acrylic water.
Meanwhile, Aberdeen are managing to keep their noses in front as they prepare to be the first team to add a water feature to their layout, a pond constructed of resin.
We've gone for the murky water, so up to ½ inch it's dark and gloomy, and then the top inch, ½ inch is clear. So hopefully we've got the depth to make something quite creative. I've got Colin here helping me out because if it gets messy, I need backup.
Ready with the kitchen roll.
My worry is that we flow down the river, and because it's a self-leveling product, it all ends up in the culvert.
What's up, dude? What's going on? Oh, nice. Can I have a bit?
Go for it. Front row seat.
Sweet. What are we watching?
Plaster drying.
Yeah, nice one. No, seriously.
Plaster drying. If this doesn't happen, nothing happens, Tim. You know how they go to get the resin done? Yeah, well, they can't get the resin done until the plaster dries. Yeah? Have some of this. We're going to be here a while. You're missing it.
Attention teams, there are 10 minutes remaining in the scratch build challenge. 10 minutes remaining.
Guys, I'm sorry to do this. I know you're all stressed, but the Scratch Build Challenge has now concluded, which means every modeller in here needs to step back from their layouts. It's time for judging. So you've got the kids' goggles, the water bottle and the hose pipe. I can't see any of them. Have you not done it?
No, all three are in.
Where?
There's a bit of hosepipe coated grey to match our culvert at the other side. There's more of the hose, which has been painted black, so we've got tyres throughout in all the different water. So we've already got them submerged in on the lake.
Dude, sorry, I don't want to steer you in any particular direction, but that's good.
But you like that?
Yeah, I like that. OK. OK, what else have we got?
So we've got the bottle's being cut off, and at the top windmill, the wind turbine, it's the concrete base.
Right, so you've got bottle, you've got hose. Where are the goggles?
The goggles, taken one of them and embedded it into the foam, so it's going to become a pond in our town.
Where are they?
That's good. You should be able to spot them on the layout.
OK, well, I've spotted one of them.
So what we've done with your water bottle, we'll start with that. We created like an oil tower, so give it a local effect, and we're going to have smoke coming through that, so there'll be a smoke thing. We got your goggles, which we put into the wall. Like you
what
go
are they?
Well, you're like portholes. We've used your hose pipe, and we've created like a helter-skelter, which we'll probably put a pool of water, make it like a water slide.
Team Wakefield, an utter disaster. I've taken it personally. The 3 items I gave them are currently sitting in a bin. OK, let's talk about the shunter guys. Now, they took part. What do you think of them, Kathy?
They had every piece used. They had a burning oil tank, a helter-skelter. That was innovative. And they also had those goggles in the wall. And you see those all over the place. Construction sites around us have them because people want to see through a wall. So I thought they were really well done.
Now, let's talk about Team Aberdeen.
It's not just about tyres.
It is.
I thought the concrete padstone was just a little bit unexciting.
Yeah, it was a letdown. So who are you going to give it to?
I think it's got to be the shunter guys because they just used everything and they used them really innovatively.
I think Matthew came into his own in the Scratch Build Challenge. He's done a fantastic job. I'm very proud of our team and the way we've come through.
With day 2 nearing its end, over on Wakefield's layout, the gamble to pull out of the Scratch Build and focus attentions on their water could be paying off.
The plaster's dried and the paint's dried. We can now start to formally pour the first lot of water using the aqua gel. Bottom line is, if we don't get the water effects in, then we're likely to be judged as badly as the Waterworld film.
Now that their plaster seabed has finally dried, the shunters are also ready to add water to their layout. But with only a limited supply of resin to play with, the tide in the English Channel is going to be out. Until now, the shunters have been a man down through illness, but Captain Gary has just received some good news.
So I had a phone call from our teammate. He's feeling a lot better, which is great news. So I'm going to do a 4-hour round trip to go down and collect him because he's got a crucial bit of scenery and we need him here.
After the break, there's no hiding place for our teams.
Takes time, and time is not what we've got.
As they battle to survive the dreaded demonstration. And the final judging.
Has there been a thermonuclear war?
It's competition time for you at home now, and we're sending one lucky winner and a friend on a 2-night trip to the Lake District. Choose to arrive by train, and on a day of your choice, head to Ravenglass and Exdale Railway. Spend the day aboard their steam train, imagining a bygone age of rail travel as you pass through the scenic Cumbrian countryside. Stop off en route for a pub lunch on us, and if you're feeling inspired to create your own model version at home, there's £1,000 to help set those plans in motion. Full steam ahead. For a chance to win, text MODEL to 65555 or call 0902 055 3555 or post your name and phone number to Model PO Box 7557 Derby DE1 0NP. Text costs £2 plus 1 message at standard network rate. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Lines close at midday on the date shown on screen and 3 working days later for postal entries. For rules, go to channel5.com/win.
Day 3 of this great model railway challenge, and our teams are finding their Waterworld layouts a little bit like having children. Fun in the conception, but the delivery is a different matter, particularly for the shunters who are having real problems with their C-section. Time now for one final push.
So far, Team Wakefield's progress has been dogged by fake water issues. But now, at last, the resin has set on their canal and river layout. Unfortunately, it's not all good news. Having thrown all their resources at their water features, Captain Stephen and his team have left themselves a mountain to climb.
We're well behind where we should be. We've got all the landscaping to do. Most important priority for today is making sure trains run on the tracks. So Martin, that is his task, his only task today.
Steve, sorry, we're into the final hours now.
We are indeed, yep.
Without wishing to be over-dramatic, there's a risk that everything you do up top is going to be rendered null and void by the fact the trains don't run. It's going to be quite a cliffhanger, this.
If you travel by Southern Rail, you'll know that that doesn't necessarily not make it a railway.
I see what you're saying. I don't think we've seen anybody still yet to test their track on the third day.
We always like to add some drama into our builds.
You've certainly succeeded in that.
Team Aberdeen's ambitious dockside layout features 3 distinct types of water effect.
What do you know? That's turned out all right. Set solid, like a rock. Nice sheen on it as well, not too many air bubbles. Very relieved. There was a worry that it could have all ended up down here, all over the tracks and everywhere else. That's good. That's worked out nicely. This is a moment for Aberdeen Model Railway Club. Go on, Aberdeen.
Up to now, the shunter guys have been one guy down through illness. Now, 6th teammate Fred is back in the game, armed with a secret weapon. Captain Gary is pinning his hopes on his English Channel having dried overnight. But it's perhaps not turned out exactly as planned.
Has there been a thermonuclear war?
Not really. I think the team's still talking. We had a bit of a problem here. It leaked onto the
Oh, no,
track.
no, I didn't mean with the team.
Oh.
I meant just in terms of the look, because it feels a little bit like Chernobyl. Maybe that was one of the reactors and the plutonium's leaked into
we've had no contamination. We're all good.
In terms of the look that you've gone for, is that how you intended it?
Absolutely. It has changed slightly. We're more than happy with it.
OK.
Yeah.
Slightly?
Slightly.
It doesn't look like any channel I've seen, dude. The teams now have just 3 hours remaining to put the finishing touches to their scenery, ensure their trains are running properly, and fine-tune their animated elements.
So this is the level crossing where the barriers close and the lights come on and flash. So Ewan, if you would flick the switch, please. And that's our lovely little animation.
The Shunters animated theme park will feature Luigi's Italian roller coaster and a log flume created by Captain Gary.
Taking me just over a week in total to actually completely build. That was my pre-build. Put a lot of time into this, so yeah, a lot of science and a lot of engineering. Thanks, mate.
Fred's secret weapon is the Shunters' other key pre-built item.
Oh, my word. You must be Fred. My God, that is amazing. You made that thing.
Two 37 loco bodies and a steam body.
Hang on, what? That's 2 trains?
That's two engine bodies.
1, 2.
Yeah, and then you've got the third one as a steam engine.
Oh, no, well, you can actually see the windows there.
Yeah, we've got all the windows and then a couple of props off a battleship.
Right. Oh, my word, look how fine that little railing is. That is absolutely brilliant. That is a work of art. Both Aberdeen and the Shunter guys have taken the risky decision to use real water on their layouts. Now is the moment of truth for the Scotsman. Will their watery weir actually work?
We're definitely sure that this table's sloping the other direction.
But that looks good. That looks good.
And we've got no leaks. Culvert's working really nicely.
Yeah.
With their watery weir working and their resin pond dry, Aberdeen can now turn their attention to the third and largest water effect on their layout, their waterfront.
Finley, I see you've got your perspex in for the water effect. Are you happy with it?
Yeah, I think we've done the best that we possibly can. It's a shame about the colour, but that's what happens when you run out of paint.
Do you think it complements what else you've done on the railway?
No, I think we need to be honest about this, and it's different from the water areas. It's unfortunate, but it's just one of these things that we haven't been able to resolve.
With only 2 hours left, a concerned Steve Flint checks on the progress of the Wakefield team.
Steve?
Yep.
One modeller to another.
Yeah.
Get your track tested.
Yeah.
You're not concerned?
It's out of my hands.
Oh, come on. It's not. It's everybody's hands. 60 years of Wakefield Club. Your honour is at stake.
It's a team event. We win or we fail together. That's the Wakefield way.
Attention teams, there are just 10 minutes remaining. 10 minutes.
Takes time. Time is not what we've got. Haven't tested anything.
It's tea what it is. We keep going.
Luigi, how's it going?
Alarm! Alarm! 1 minute remaining. I repeat, 1 minute remaining.
3, 2, 1. Step away from your layouts, please, guys. That is it. Congratulations. Well done.
No matter what, win or lose, we have become a much stronger team. I'd love to win.
I hope the judges are really impressed. We really enjoyed what we've actually done, and I think with all the things that we've actually achieved, it's been really, really good.
Ultimately, we are disappointed that we didn't get a working layout. We've not tested the track, so it is highly unlikely that any trains will be running today. It will be strike day.
Here's a chance to win a trip for two to the Lake District, spending a day at Ravenglass and Exdale Railway, imagining a bygone era of travel. With £1,000 included, you may even start building a model version at home. To enter, text model to 65555 or call 0902 055 3555 or post your name and phone number to model PO Box 7557 Derby DE1 0NP. For rules, go to channel5.com/win. Judgment Day for Heat 5 of the Great Model Railway Challenge. And friends and family of our three teams have alighted at Fawley Hill to lend their support.
Our modellers' efforts will be judged on how creatively they've interpreted this week's Waterworld theme, the quality of their craftsmanship, and how well their layouts function.
It's been a great effort so far from the team, but I want those water effects to really impress me. I want them to look like the real thing.
I'm expecting the contestants to do their very best and wow us with the results.
First to demonstrate are the Aberdeen Model Railway Club. Question marks remain over their Perspex water effect, but if all goes to plan, their Clucas Bay layout will feature a functioning weir with real water, an operational dockside, an animated delivery vehicle, a level crossing, and a working crane.
We're all itching to see this working, guys. I think we are. Come on. Carl, take it away, dude.
Yeah, no problem.
Clucas Bay, in tribute to a former club member of yours.
Yeah, so Dave died the week that we actually volunteered to come down here. So we thought, in tribute to what he's done for the club over the years, we'd do Clucas Bay for the competition.
Oh, it's a lovely looking tribute.
What are we watching here?
We've got 158 coming out through the tunnel.
I can hear something coming.
There you go, there's the lights coming through, and he's coming in.
The crossings went down, great.
Yeah.
So, meanwhile...
Here it is.
That's good. This guy's blatantly lost, right? It's getting really annoying.
It's driven round in circles all day.
Excellent. OK. What about the other trains? Do they run?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, look at that.
That's what are these massive things on the front?
So this is what we have in the northeast. It's called snow.
Oh, right, we've heard about that.
That is a snow plough.
Right.
OK, what about the container terminal there?
The container crane is actually a working container crane. So the idea is that boats would have actually come in through the North Sea, and then they would be offloaded onto road.
That's wonderful.
That's brilliant, yeah. Now, let's talk a little bit about the water, because we mentioned there are 3 kinds of water, but there are actually 5 different colours. What's going on there?
So the different colours, we just didn't have enough paint to actually spray everything the same colour.
Right.
But North Sea, it changes every day. In our pond over on the left, the pond is actually running, so the water's coming down through the pond, through a culvert underneath, and the real water actually runs out through this as well.
This is really nicely done, the bubbles and everything as the water
yeah.
funnels down there.
So you've got 2 trains running here, 3, 4. I mean, there are so many moving components here. It's something to be very proud of, no doubt.
Yes.
Are you happy with the way it's gone?
I'm really happy from what we had when we arrived 2 days ago, bare boards, to what we've actually got here. I'm really ecstatic.
Wow, well, Clucas Bay, a big round of applause.
Absolutely, well done. Totally well deserved.
Next up are the shunter guys. They've struggled with a synthetic water shortage on their English Channel scene, but are hoping to make up for that with some spectacular animations and pre-built items, including a roller coaster, a real water log flume, a fishing boat, an intricate beach scene, and a channel tunnel.
So, Gary, the shunter guys, this is it, crunch time.
Yes.
Start the current, let her rock.
You promised us Dover to Calais, channel tunnel. Any further additions?
Or subtractions?
There has been a little subtraction because we run out of our scenic water. We've done a tied-out effect, as you can see. So just going to do a tour around the layout. It's going through Waterworld at the moment. Noisy, yeah. So this whole build here, we've got a roller coaster, and it has water coming through. Then I've got a log ride over there that runs down through running water.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, that's fantastic.
All on his own.
Does the little roller coaster work? Because I can see there's a little teeny-weeny thing on there that looks like it's battery-powered. Oh, yes.
Are the people on the beach, Gary, aware of the chemical spill?
It's not a chemical spill.
All right.
So, of course, once you come out through the back there, you go past this side, and you've got this amazing build in the middle. If you look closer, you'll see it's 2 Class 37s, and they're turned upside down, and they're created into a boat.
Go on, what's happening over here?
So we got our little station bit, and then we've got an oil depot, sort of, a busy sort of shunting yard that can pick up passengers, take them round to the holiday destination and have a bit of fun.
Very nice. I think a big round of applause for the shunting guys.
Well done.
Beset by setbacks from the start, Team Wakefield have yet to test their track, so the jury is out as to whether or not their locomotives will actually run. But their historic 2-sided layout will nonetheless feature a canal scene, a meandering river, a swing bridge, and a coal shunter locomotive.
Most times people test their track on the first day. I'm all right in thinking that we haven't actually tested this yet, so it's all about whether you press the button and the trains run.
That's right. The idea is to run a train from the quarry around, and if we can get it into that stone, unload her.
That's when we celebrate. When it gets to the top of there. Right, come on then, start your engines, Steve-O, let's do it.
Start your engines, Martin.
Oop. Do we have movement? Oh, yes.
All right,
yes,
all right.
we do.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
right.
so far, so good. Come on.
So, basically, you've got the 2 sides.
It is a river scene based upon an old quarry that's coming towards the end of its life. And so you have a faster flowing river that allows us to demonstrate different techniques. canals, low-lying land, and then, of course, some of the structures from our own particular area, Wakefield. And so it's about to go underneath the loader.
Go on, go on. Almost there.
Warning.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's in! Yes!
That's right.
It works. That was amazing. Nothing like leaving to the last minute.
The eagle has landed.
That is great.
The trains have moved, and there's some beautiful detailing. Probably the biggest kind of water effect is the brook that's running down from the waterfall at that end.
Oh, yeah.
Under the bridge.
Yep.
How have you done that?
That is a gel, an aqua gel, which you pour, and it's self-levelling, and therefore if you go and put in waterfalls and small pools, then you get the illusion of depth.
Look at that, they've got real water. Touch that real water in there.
In the top of the water tower.
That is Team Sweat.
There you
go. Steve, you guys like to live life on the edge. My heart's still doing about 80 to the dozen. Give them a massive round of applause. One hell of an achievement, leaving it to the last minute, and it worked perfectly. Well done.
Well, this was such a difficult challenge. Alongside our normal criteria in this particular challenge, we're also looking for them to successfully model water. Wakefield, let's start with them, Kathy. How did you feel they did?
Their gel had let them down and hadn't set, so it still looked a bit milky, so they didn't get the effect they wanted.
What about functionality for those guys? I mean, it worked. That was the most tense thing we've ever witnessed on the Great Model Railway Challenge, surely.
What amazed me about functionality was they were just putting the track down and getting it wired up barely an hour before the end of the competition. I was really, really fearful, but happily they pulled it off.
Let's talk shunter guys.
Fantastic.
I think they really nailed that creativity with that water park. Hands down, that was the best Waterworld we've seen. They just didn't nail their water in the middle. That channel looked somewhat unlike anything else I've ever seen.
I think you're being just a bit too down on them because that kind of layout, it's got a lot of novelty in it, and if it was going to exhibitions up and down the country, the kids would be crowded round there with their eyes wide open.
Right, let's talk about Aberdeen then.
I just loved everything about that layout. They had thought everything through. They used 3 types of water. That pond, awesome. The running water actually works a lot better than I thought it was. That culvert looked really good.
Yeah.
But the perspex just didn't do anything for me. I think they missed that one.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us expected this at the start of the day, but Tim, I think they've got a tough decision ahead of them.
Absolutely. Good luck with that one. Come on, let's get out of here.
Now, the theme was Waterworld. It was water torture for some, what a feeling for others, but now we're going to see some waterworks as 2 teams go home. The decision rests with Steve and Kathy.
It's crunch time. Judges, your verdict, please.
The winner is... Aberdeen. What a great layout. They had innovative water and great attention to detail. Awesome.
As the Aberdeen team has shown, get your preparation right and model railways can perform miracles.
Very, very proud of the team. We didn't come in as experts, but we've all gone out with an uplift in our own particular skills.
As a team, we'd have loved to win, but hey, it's a competition. We gave it all we could give it, and that's all we can ask. And my guys have been fantastic, absolutely.
Really chuffed, really enjoyed the actual competition. The team has worked really well together, and really pleased that we've actually won for Dave.
Next week, it's all aboard for the grand final. The heat winners go head-to-head in the ultimate test of railway modelling skill as they attempt to build 5 new layouts completely from scratch.
Get it on! No, that bit's the wrong bit.
Before bringing their creations together to create the ultimate model railway.
All the other layouts have got it male, female.
But only one team can be crowned champions of the Great Model Railway Challenge.
And the winner of the inaugural Great Model Railway Challenge is...
Make sure you don't miss the final new next Friday at 8. If you would like to take part in the next series of the Great Model Railway Challenge, then we would love to hear from you. Teams or individual modellers are welcome to apply. Go to channel5.com/model railway for more info. Next, New Portillo's Hidden History of Britain.